Hi, my name is Ian Garrone.
And my name is Denise Solomon.
We are the students part of the Egg Harbor Township FBLA chapter of New Jersey presenting our broadcast journalism project.
We hope you enjoy our newscast. All of the resources for our research, royalty-free music, and stock footage will be found at the end during the credits.
This presentation, A-roll, B-roll, and the news packages are for educational purposes only. Now on to our newscast.
EHT alumnus overcomes debt and lives to tell the story.
A student single-handedly boosted school morale.
Who is the athlete of the week?
I'm Ian Garrone,
And I'm Denise Solomon.
and you're watching Eagle News. Good morning, Eagle News. How are you all today?
I know I'm excited. We have so much to talk about.
Me too. We have 3 striking features lined up for you all.
This week, we're taking over Egg Harbor Township High School. It's quite a big school in New Jersey with about 3,000 students.
That is a large school, and are the rumors that I've been hearing true? Is their mascot an eagle too?
Yup, we're looking at one of our own. Now, let's get into our first topic, shall we?
Here on Eagle News, you all know and love when students are active in making their school a better place.
In this case, by just making one social media account, a student's completely transformed the school spirit.
Here today we have Mikey Hodgins, who is now live at EHT High School. Hey Mikey.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So we hear that you led your school's social media presence online. Can you tell us what it is you do?
I post as The Flock, and that's basically our social media page for all of the events we have in our school. We have it on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and even on our daily school news.
Since you were the one that created the flock, it's only been active just recently, correct?
Yeah, it's only our second year. So there was no school sports calendar, so I figured I'd create kind of like a page for students. Social media is the preferred method of communication nowadays by high schoolers normally. So I figured why not cater to the population and move the communication in the 21st century.
So how did you get the idea to make the flock?
Well, I tried to go to as many events as I could when I was younger, as a freshman, sophomore, and I noticed that there were barely any people there. It was weird because we have so many different events that could cater to so many different kinds of people. We have dodgeball tournaments, volleyball tournaments hosted by our clubs. We have Super Smash Bros. Tournament, Mr. EHT, which is what I'm participating in specifically for senior boys. We have 5K community runs, and there's so much more. I guess I just really wanted to help tell everyone about these events, since I know that if more people went, more people would thoroughly enjoy their time in high school.
Thank you for sharing your story, Mikey. It seems like these students hold a strong representation as the flock.
Following up on the subject of good student representation, one of EHT's former students came back to tell a story and give some word of advice to future graduates.
Doug Oliver is a very successful businessman who is now the chief financial officer of his company at only 30 years old. But however, throughout his young life, he has faced the typical financial struggles every young person has.
Through these obstacles, he's learned the ins and outs of how to manage money well and applies this knowledge to make mindful financial decisions to make sure his company is as successful as it can be. In this interview, he comes back to tell a story and helps inspire future graduates to not forget what they learned in school.
With all that being said, here's his story.
My name is Doug Oliver. I'm an EHT alumni, and it's an honor to be here today on Eagle News to tell you my story. Well, I was all about fun. I played video games, hung out with friends, and it all ended when I got kicked out of the house by my parents, and I had to face the real world. And it wasn't fun at all. I couldn't pay off my rent. I had to start saving my money. After a while, I started paying off my college debt, and throughout the whole time, I couldn't help that it felt familiar, and then it hit me. Back in high school, I had to take this financial literacy course in order to graduate, and they taught us all how to save money, invest it, and at the time it was boring, but it stuck with me subconsciously, and I was actually doing it in the real life. And because of this, I started to remember other things, such as that investment I was talking about, how to ensure everything in my life, and how to balance my work and my personal life. And throughout the years, I worked harder and harder, got promoted, and that's what brought me here. I love the job that I'm being so successful with. Honestly, it's really surprising how much I learned from that one class in high school. The fact that you could do anything as long as you put your mind to it, and if you work hard for it, it will truly pay off in the end.
That was truly an inspiring story.
Yes, it really was. It's amazing how he completely turned his life around.
His story is also relevant today since many graduates are struggling with debt. According to Experian, the current generation of graduates increased their overall debt by almost 30% in the past 3 years.
This is a story that everybody needs to hear and learn from. Now, the part you've all been waiting for, Athlete of the Week.
If you're new and don't know what this is, we have a segment each week that highlights the most voted athlete of the high school we take over.
And the Athlete of the Week is Olivia Schaefer. Olivia is a stellar track athlete that truly has an inspiring story.
2 years ago, Olivia was diagnosed with postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. This is a blood circulation disorder that makes exercising difficult for the person as it always makes them feel tired.
This was not good news for her as a dedicated long-distance runner, but within a short time, she was back on her feet trying to be active again.
In this time, she could barely finish a mile. However, she knew that in order to be better, she had to push through her fatigue and trust her body to become stronger.
During these times, she won every single cross-country meet.
She also placed 6th in New Jersey's Meet of the Champions.
So in the span of less than a year, Olivia has gone from not being able to run a mile to making EHC history in cross-country.
With determination, confidence, and perseverance, Olivia leaves EHT and Eagle News with an inspiring and heartwarming legacy.
Now, that's all we have for you today, folks.
Remember to tune back in next week. Can you guess which high school will take over next?
If you want your school to be featured, remember to follow us on all of our social media and tell us why you want your school to be featured. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.